you want to be a mechanic, huh? Alright, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how to be a good and efficient mechanic. First of all, go to school. Definitely go to school. You learn a lot. School for like two years. Took heavy line, brakes, smog, engine overhaul. I even took a small engine repair class for marine engines. What else? I took a computerized engine control class. That was very beneficial. I highly suggest you take one of those classes because computerized engine controls is where it's at today. I took that class back in 91. And, no, 91 and 92. And man, very beneficial. You learn all about the computerized systems in the car, and PCMs, ECMs, engine control systems, all that electronical stuff, and it's very beneficial. But most of all, learn how to diagnose, all right? You have to learn how to diagnose. What you want to do is you want to read a lot of stuff on diagnosing. Read repair manuals, and there's a lot of good stuff. But see, today you guys got YouTube. See, back when I started, there was no YouTube. So I pretty much had to learn it on my own. But I learned it, a lot of stuff I learned about parts, the detail, the in-depthness about parts and stuff, and taking them apart, is from here. I used to go to this place, this junkyard, and many other ones. We got all kinds over here in San Diego, California, where I live. So this one's called Ecology, and right now I'm looking for a part, but at the same time I'm gonna show you how to be a good mechanic, right? So just hang in there and just watch and learn, man. And a lot of times you can learn from the old school. I learned from the old school too. I learned a lot from the old school. I knew a few mechanics, my dad did, and I used to hang out with them, and it taught me a lot, man, a lot. So you can gain a lot of knowledge from the old school cats. But check this out. You can learn from here too. This is the junkyard, the wrecking yard. This place is, man, this place is very, very, very beneficial to your career as a mechanic. Very, very good place to learn at. So what you do is you come here. Don't forget, you go to school, definitely. Man, school is number one thing, first of all. You learn so much, man. So, but as you go into school, learn from this place also at the same time. Like when I first started mechanics, man, I was so into it. I still am. I love this stuff, man. I love being a mechanic. I'm not a mechanic anymore, but I still work on cars all the time. I love this stuff though, man. So, you know, you come to the place, to this, so you come to this wrecking yard, and if you want to learn about a certain system, that's the thing here. Learn how to break it down. Learn how to break down the systems of each car. The fuel system, the computer system, brake system, training system, engine overhaul. There's so much to learn, man. Relays, spark, engine control, systems. There's so much, man. There's a ton of knowledge for you to learn. But break it down in segments, man. Break it down in pieces. And don't get overwhelmed. Think of it in a whole, and you try to come at it as if you try to come at it all at once, you're gonna overwhelm yourself, man. So take your time to study each system. You know, like break down the fuel injection system. You know, get the books on that. Go to the library, or you can YouTube it too. But nothing like books, man. Go to the library and study that whole system, man. You know, the fuel injection system. Study the. Let's see if we can find something here. Okay, right here. Check this out. This is the fuel rail. right here. Learn what it takes to for this fuel rail to operate. Okay? You got a fuel pressure regulator right here. This comes straight from the fuel tank. This hole's here. Goes in here. The fuel tank feeds fuel in here by the fuel pump. This is all pressurized and under pressure. Fuel injectors going here. This is the end of a fuel injector. They're broke. Fuel injectors going here. And then all that pressurized fuel is fed into the engine, the cylinder. And then squirts out and goes into the combustion process. Anyway, learn the systems. Learn each and every system. Learn each and every system and just break it down. If you break it down, man, it'll be a lot easier. So, like this car right here. About 2 weeks ago, maybe a little less than that, I came here and took this computer out right here and put it in the car I was working on. And the computer was only like, I think it was like 30 bucks. That's cheap, man, compared to like 300, 400, 500 bucks. Yeah. Anyway, you know, you want to take advantage of this place, man. Not only will you learn here, learn how to be a good mechanic, man. You'll learn about parts, man. You'll learn about the details of them. You know, just break them down and stuff, man. You know, and start studying like the whole engine. Like you want to learn engine overhaul. Study the camshaft. Cars. Check this out. Do this too. When you are learning about cars, take video or pictures. All right? Take videos or pictures of the stuff you're looking for. Just check this out. I'm looking for this fuel pump right here. We already got it out. I usually take videos, or I'll take pictures of my stuff, of the stuff that I'm looking for. That way, you know, I can match it up. Don't ever come here and not know what you're getting, man. Know what it looks like. Know exactly what it looks like, or whatever. You know, the connectors. Make sure everything is right on point. Okay. So before you come to this junkyard, make sure you check what years this pump or whatever part you're looking for is compatible with whatever cars you're working on. Like if you got a 99, some car parts will usually work for like 6 years before, 6 years after that. You know, you can get an alternator that'll work from 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, you know, to 02, to 03. But look, make sure you look, and then find out what year you're dealing with. You know, check the VIN. Look at your number, know what the VIN is about. You know, the year and everything, the engine size. You know, learn how to find out the engine size. Like if I want to know what engine this is on this car, let's see if they have a sticker on here. And you go to the sticker here. You know, this is the vehicle emissions control information sticker. This will tell you the size of the engine right here and what year it is down here. See? So, another way you can find out. Another way is on the side of the door here. Very important information right here. You need to know what year it is. 94 right here. Okay? So, then you got the VIN number there in case this sticker is not on there, like this one. This has no hood. So, you won't be able to tell by the hood. But you can also get the vehicle information from the VIN number inside the vehicle. I mean the engine compartment right here. Sometimes it'll be on the engines, the newer engines, or somewhere in there. You just gotta find out. Well, with today's cool because we got Google. You got YouTube, you got internet, man. When I was doing this stuff, when I first started this stuff, I didn't have all that, man. We didn't have all the computers and stuff, and we didn't have YouTube and stuff like that. But you got no excuse not to learn today, man. You can learn this. You can learn a lot of this stuff at home, man. Nowadays, you don't even got to come out here that much, you know. But if you want hands-on, and you really want to get down on mechanic work, and you want to know details on what, if you really want to take stuff apart, and break the breakdown of parts and components and stuff, just come here, man. Look at this. Somebody took this apart, probably looking for something. Probably took the torque converter out. I don't know. But you can do that. It's free reign here, man. You just go off. You just go off and just, not only do you get cheap parts, man, you can learn. Like when I first started, man, I wanted to learn about carburetors and stuff. Because I like modifying and stuff, you know, like horsepower and stuff. I started taking apart carburetors here, you know. But, you know, most of this is fuel injection now. You know, you got throttle bodies, ported fuel injection, and, you know, there's probably hardly any carburetors here. You know, barely now. Back when I started, there was a lot of carburetors, but today, a lot of stuff's fuel injected. You can even get parts here, man. You need a fuel filter, you know. I mean, an air filter. You need spark plug wires. You know, these are like under $1, and they're like 50 cents a piece, man. Yeah. So that's what you do, man. You want to learn? You want to learn about body? How to take body parts off, you know, take fenders off. It's simple, man. But you know, the easy part about mechanics is taking stuff apart. The hardest thing about being a mechanic, is diagnosing. You have to learn how to diagnose. If you don't learn how to diagnose, man, then you're not going to be much of a mechanic. All you're going to be is a parts changer, you know. You're going to have somebody else diagnose your cars for you. But forget all that, man. Learn how to diagnose. Spend your nights, man, sitting there, just laying up in the room or whatever, studying at the kitchen table, just reading the diagnostic chapters of a book, you know, whether it's your repair manual or your school manual, your textbook, or just go on YouTube, man, and figure out how to diagnose stuff, you know. But I used to sit there at night and I would diagnose cars. I would read the diagnostics sections of cars, like a car hesitates or a car stumbling. You know, I would study that whole section. Why? What makes it stumble? What makes a car hesitate? You know, car hard starting while cold. You know, what makes the car hard to start while cold? You know, what else? Brake pedal spongy. You know, what makes a brake pedal spongy like that? You know, stuff like that. And just you know, start studying stuff, man. Study, study, study. If you don't study, you're not going to be an efficient mechanic. You're not going to know how to, you know, diagnose this stuff right. You know, and you have to learn how to diagnose. You have to learn how to diagnose. You have to know why a wheel clicks. Let's see. You have to know why a wheel clicks when you turn right or turn left. You know, sometimes you hear in a car, some of you probably have that experience already. Sometimes you hear in a car that a wheel clicks when you're turning, say this car. If you're turning to the right, you hear some clicking. Usually that comes from the CV axle right here. Constant velocity, that's what the CV is. This is a CV joint. Constant velocity joint. You know, when these go bad, when these dry out in there, they start clicking. So if somebody comes to you and they say, hey, my car is clicking every time I turn right, then you know immediately, oh, okay, that's an axle. That's a front right CV axle, CV joint. There's so many names for different parts too. But learn how to diagnose, okay? Diagnostics is key to you being a very proficient mechanic. I want to say mechanic, but become a technician. Oh yeah, one thing about the junkyard, when you buy parts like this, make sure you get the warranty, okay? Like $7 sometimes, but with the warranty you can go back to any other junkyard, well, with Ecology at least, and a couple other ones. You can go back to any other junkyard. If this doesn't work, you can go back and get another one. Bring this in, exchange it, and go pull another one off of any car out there. And then if they don't have it at that junkyard, you can go to other ones. See, we got another junkyard over there on the other side. See? But that's not this part. That's not a part of this junkyard. But they do the same thing, you know? So if you don't buy the warranty, man, and your electrical don't work, especially electrical parts, and it doesn't work, you're gonna be out of luck, boy. So that's what you do, man. Come to the junkyard and make it happen, man. You know, this is your career. This is what you want to do, mechanics. This is the perfect place to learn. This is the battlefield right here, man. This is the battle zone right here. It's a school of hard knocks. You know, just tough it out, man. Be tough. Be tough about all this stuff, man. Don't let this stuff move you. It's nothing, man. You know, this thing's like $26. Costs like $100 at AutoZone. The dealer, $600 for this thing. You know, this is the pump and the ascending unit assembly, the float right here. This is the float. So that's that, man. So when you do come to these places, get the warranty. Okay, now remember I was telling you about how you need to learn how to diagnose? Check this out. This is the one we just got from the junkyard. We just got this one from the junkyard. This is the one I pulled out of the vehicle. Okay. The car had symptoms of starting. So I had it running. Once I had it running, and then as soon as I pushed the accelerator, just barely touch it, it would just cut right out. And so you need to know, well, okay, what causes that? Why would that happen? See, and that's where diagnostics comes into play. You need to know exactly what to look for, and why things happen, and what causes that symptom. You know, there's many different things that can cause that. There's sensors, there's wires, there's fuel pressure being too low. Man, there's a number of things. You need to study things that will show you all those different things that can cause that specific symptom that's running in the car, of course. But diagnostics plays a really important role in what you're doing, man. So this here, I just told you the symptoms. The car would start, but it would just cut out as soon as I hit the accelerator. Okay? And plus, this is a fuel, this is a sending unit. This tells you how much fuel you have in the vehicle. Like, as you pump it up, this lets you know how much fuel's in the car. Right? This is a float system. Okay. This car was reading no fuel. It read an empty tank. Okay? And I thought the tank was empty. The tank was full when I pulled this off. It was full to the brim. It was so full that as soon as I started loosening up these bolts here, it started leaking. Anyways, here's the reason why it wasn't showing any fuel. It wasn't showing anything. I thought it was on E the whole time. Okay, see this right here? This is the ground right here. Goes right into there. It's supposed to. That's where it used to be. But throughout time, it broke. You know, it got corroded by the fuel or whatever was in the fuel, additives or whatever. This whole deal is ugly. So you need to learn how to diagnose stuff like that. And look at this here. Look at this hose right here. This is a hose that goes to the engine. Remember that fuel rail I showed you? Remember that fuel rail I showed you earlier? Well, the fuel rail is fed by this fuel pump. So, look at this hose here. Look how flimsy that is. it's kind of like sucked in. You see that? How it collapsed. So this hose actually collapsed and it was starving the engine. And that's what was causing the engine to die out. This little hose was also depriving the engine of fuel. As soon as I asked for more, how did I ask for more? I pushed my foot, I pushed the accelerator, demanding more fuel. But it couldn't give me more fuel because it could only give so much. Because it was being, this fuel, this line here collapsed. How do you know? How do you know it's not normal? Look at this. Now look at this hose. Now look at this. Bad shape, man. Really bad shape. Plus it's starting to crack and everything's falling apart. Look at that. You know, I can change this hose. I've done it before. Because sometimes these crack also. You can just change this and replace this and just pump it, be good. But maybe not. How long will it last? I don't know. The thing looks so beat up. You know, looks so beat up that I don't even want to take a chance. Because what if it goes bad within like a couple days after I install it? You know. Plus this sending unit, I can just detach this and hook this up. And so that's what I mean by learning how to diagnose. You see, when this occurred, you know, I put the scanner on it, and then I got no codes at all. Because you'll get codes sometimes when you have a performance issue in the car, and you won't even get a code, man. It'll drive you nuts. Well, this one, all I needed to do was do the fuel pressure check on it, and fuel pressure test on it, and found out the pressure was no good. So, but you need to know the flow of the next step in order to diagnose this kind of stuff. Okay, yeah, you need to know diagnostics in order to know this stuff, man. You know, you need to know about wirings. You need to know about circuits. You need to know about how each component, how each sensor works. You know, actuators, sensors. You need to know how the computer works. This is an ECM, PCM, same thing though, from a car. You need to know how this thing works, what kind of signals it puts out. Most of the voltage, this puts out a 5-volt reference voltage, 12 volts to certain components in the car, certain sensors and actuators. There's diodes and transistors in here, many different components in here, all kinds of stuff. You need to know at least the basics of this stuff, man. But as far as diagnostics and sensors and computerized engine control stuff, you need to know that stuff, especially today. If you can't do that stuff today, you're not going to be an efficient technician, man. So make sure you get on that kind of stuff, man. And the books, like I said earlier, the books matter, man. You must dip into the books. You have to, man, in order to make this work. If this is the trade you want to do, you have to learn, man. You have to study hard, man. Study hard. You know, this stuff takes time. But you'll get it, man. You get it. If you want it bad enough, you get it. So dip into the books, man. I got an old school code book here. It tells you how to tap into codes in different cars. And I got other books. I got other books inside the house that talk about codes for vehicles today. But you don't even need those books, some books for that stuff, man. You can Google a code and find out what it is. Doesn't matter. Diagnostic code, that is. When you got a check engine light. So, let me show you one thing I used to do. I used to dip into these books. Not just these, all kinds of books. Many different books. And this is what I would do. I would go to the this part, troubleshooting area. I would just sit there and read these, man, all of them. All of them. I know it sounds crazy, but you got to read them someday if you want this bad enough. You know? Let's see. What was I talking about earlier? Engine hard to start when cold. Okay, battery discharged or low. Check as described, and you go to section 1. fault in fuel or electrical system, but there could be more than that. You know, this doesn't even cover everything, but this is the basics. This will get you started. You know, engine stalls. Oh man, there could be a ton of problems with that. Pinging or knocking, engine overhaul stuff. Excessive fuel consumption. Let's see, dirty or clogged air filter. You know, easy one there. Emission system not functioning properly. Fuel in the fuel. Fault in the fuel or electrical system. You know, mine was not excessive fuel consumption, not enough fuel. So here, this applies to this here. But instead of excessive, mine wasn't enough. So, fault in the fuel or electrical system. I got a fault here. Electrical system not telling me anything about the fuel. Wasn't telling me how much fuel I had. It just said it was on E. And fault in the fuel system. This is the fuel system. Where's the fault at? The fault is right here. This hole's right here. This hole allows a little bit of fuel to get through to the fuel rail and to the engine, but it should allow a lot of fuel to get through to the engine. So diagnostics is key to being a very, very proficient technician, man. So read, man. Start reading right now if you want this bad enough. You hear me? So start reading. Get out there. Don't give up, man. Do not give up. It's going to take a lot of study, but for anything with a worthy endeavor, man, it takes work, man. It takes hard work, but you can do it, man. Don't give up. Besides, man, if you don't do this, if you don't follow your dream, if you want to become a technician, if you don't follow your dream, just imagine where you're going to be in 5 years from now, man. You know, you're going to be, I used to be a janitor, man. Yeah. I used to clean toilets and everything. And one day I was like, nope, that's it, man. I can't take this. I'll never go back to that, man. No disrespect to janitors or anybody in the maintenance field, but I used to do that, man. I'm not going back. I refuse to, man. So it's all about how bad you want something, how bad you want to stay out or keep from going backwards. Move forward, man. Always move forward. Never go backwards, man. So, reading is the key, man. Reading is key to your success. But thank God you guys got YouTube today, man. You guys got YouTube, you got Google, you got, man, anything. You got, this is the information age, man. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to do this or why you can't learn anything you want to learn. You know, so get out there, handle it, man. How do I know this is good? I just tested it. Yeah, I just put the alligator clips on it, put it on the battery, and just tested it. Okay, so I'm gonna throw it in the tank, then that's a done deal there. But remember, like I said, you can go to the wrecking yard, get some really cheap stuff, man. Real cheap. This is $100. Remember, $100 at AutoZone, $500, $600 at the dealer. Ain't no way I'm going to no dealer. Okay, next thing about becoming a... The other thing about becoming a good mechanic is you need tools, man. Make sure you go get tools starting right now. It's going to take you a while to build up a lot of tools, but yeah, start buying your tools right away. Right now. Buy tools every single week. Every single week you need to be buying tools, okay? So make sure you get out there and buy tools, man. One of the most important tools you're going to need is this. You're going to need a scanner, man. You're going to need a scanner. That way you can diagnose these new vehicles today. Because there's so many, most of the vehicles today, 96 and up, they have the OBD2 system, which is onboard diagnostics, second generation system, which all scanners have this adapter on the data link connector that fit on every single vehicle, 96 and up. Well, older too, but These scanners read 96 and up, and they're all good for that. Next thing is a multimeter. You know, you want one that reads voltage, ohms, and resistance. And like I said, tools, man. Tools. Buy a ton of tools. Just go off. Start buying them. Get them from the swap meet. Get them from the swap meet. They got a lot of, and make sure you get tools that have lifetime warranties. You know, you can get the Snap-ons or Husky from Home Depot or Craftsman. You know, I got a lot of Craftsman because there's a Sears right up the street from here, and I break my Craftsman all the time. But I just take it right in and they replace it just like that. So tools very important. But one of the most important things in mechanics, being a mechanic, is your safety, man. When I first went to school, the first thing they taught me was safety. Safety first, man. Like if you're gonna jack up a car, if you're gonna jack this car up, make sure you know every single procedure for jacking it up. Safety first, man. So work safe, all right? Second, first tool you pick up is a repair manual. That's what I was taught. That's what my teachers taught me. And they're right, third, man. Do a visual inspection before you even start your diagnostics. And four, man, don't ever assume, man. Don't ever just change a part because you think it might be the problem. You better know how to diagnose that thing, man. And those are all the things that you need to do to become a good mechanic, man. I don't have my ASC certifications, but I did work in a shop for a long time. I worked with the Smog Tech, a couple of them. And I did engine overhaul. I did it all, man. I changed parts. I did oil. I started off with oil changes, though. You know, you might have to do that when you first start, but so what? So be it. Do it. You can do it, man. Don't give up. You know, sometimes you got to start at the bottom. Remember, man, you need a scanner. Work safe. Most of all, go to school. You have to go to school if you want to be a proficient technician, man. You have to go to school and read those books I was telling you about. Do not neglect the reading. I know you got the YouTube and you got the internet and everything, but man, there's nothing like reading, man, because the reading will break down step by step every system in the vehicle. And like I said, don't overwhelm yourself with with everything as a whole, because you will sometimes if you see it like that. Break down the systems little by little. You know, the fuel system, the brake system, the engine overhaul system, computer system, every system in the vehicle. Break it all down. But don't forget, man, get out there and have confidence in yourself. You can do it. Don't get weak on me, man. Another thing, before the internet, I went to, after I went to school, I was still stuck on a few things, you know, every once in a while. So instead of being stuck, man, what I did is I used to run to the dealerships and regular mechanic shops just to get information. When I got stuck on a car, because I did a lot of mobile mechanic work too, when I got stuck on a car, I would run to the dealership and just run up in there. In any other mechanic shop, I would just run up in there and ask them. I would tell them, hey man, I got this problem with the car, and I got this clicking with the blah blah blah, or I got an electrical problem, or this and that. And then, to my surprise, man, they just told me. They just gave me information just like that. And a lot of them were old school, you know? You know, most of them gave me information. You know, they tripped out, or what was I doing? Because I would run up in there while they were working on the car, while the cars were jacked up. I mean, not jacked up, while they were up on the lifts. Then I would just, boom, show up in front of them, and like when they're inside the car like this. I would run up on them, and they would just trip out. Like, what is this young brother doing in here, man? That's how bad, that's how much I wanted this, man. Because I was passionate about this. I still am. I love this stuff, man. But you know, if this is what you want to do, and if this is the trade you want to be involved with, man, be passionate about it, man. Go get it, man. Don't be afraid of this stuff either, man. You can get it. Just break it down like I said, you know? And don't be afraid to ask questions. There are mechanics out there who will be happy and glad to help you, man. Yeah. When I had a problem with smog, I love smog, but no, I don't. When I had a problem with smog, you know, I was really into smog at the time. You know, now that I flip cars, I hate smog. You know, but I'm glad that I did get into smog because it helps me. You know, I can find out. You can't tell if you can pass smog on this thing, but if you go to your short-term and your long-term fuel trim, and if you see that they're at like 0%, you'll learn about that later. Very important diagnostic monitoring system too. The short-term and fuel trim fuel system, delivering system. When you learn that stuff, it's very important for your diagnostics, man. But make sure I forgot where I was at, man. I got so much stuff going through my head. Anyways, don't be afraid to ask questions. All right? If you have to ask mechanics, even ones you don't know, go out there and ask, man. But I also started with Oldskool Mechanics, like I told you before. You know, I knew a lot of Oldskool Mechanics, and they taught me the ropes, man. You know, and everything you see me doing, all my videos that you see on YouTube, you know, that's a result of me learning from those old school cats. But you know, I added a few things to what they taught me, but you know, I give credit to them, man, for teaching me. You know, so don't be afraid to ask questions and learn from the old school, man, and be like a sponge, man. Absorb this stuff, man. Just take it in. Anyways, man, get out there and never forget, man. Put God first in your life, man. Put Jesus Christ first in your life. And know this, man, that with God, all things are possible, man.